So I was given this verse, I would say between 2008 2009, and I've always lived by it. Trigger warning, folks. Unfortunately, the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. And then our disclaimer, all cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. Readings are my own with the intent to find the answers we are all looking for. So immediately when I started looking at this case this morning, I received an image of a male figure carrying a young female figure walking through the woods, carrying her through the woods. Now, I believe at the time the family were living on quite a large property, isolated from surrounding areas. Now, I'm going to go deeper into this image. So I would definitely say, and we saw this in the Kylie case, that yes, they covered the lakes and did all the checks, but as we know what happened now, that the car was in the water. So in this case, I would strongly suggest to the local authorities that she is on that large property, somewhere on the large property. Now, that's definitely where she is. To be exact, pinpoint accurate, obviously within the bounds of the property. Now I'm just trying to see if I play the image forward that I received. So noticeably I'm seeing he stepped over a large log type trunk that he had to get over. I won't say it was a massive log, but there was definitely a log that he had to climb over. He would have gone through some thin twig branches that would have scraped against him getting through. And there's another tree next to it. There's a tree with a V-shaped. And the way he's walking, so let's say if he's walking straight to his right and up would be the direction of where the sun is coming in. So the direction he's walking in, the sun would be, it feels like the sun is setting actually, to the right of him. So if he's walking at the 12 o'clock position, I would say the light is between 1 and 2 o'clock. Yeah, more so 2 o'clock-ish. Between 1 and 2 o'clock is where the light source is coming from. I see on the ground it would have been during fall. And the reason why I say that, I see there's a lot of brown leaves on the ground. I would say that there is a bit of a coldness in the air. But the sun is definitely coming from the right hand side. So if he's walking in the 12 o'clock position, the sun is on the right. And I did pick up something, so where the direction that he's walking in, where the sun is to the right of him and possibly on a different property, I'm getting like a noticeable feature, and I'm just trying to see if I can see what that noticeable feature is. I feel there's could be an orchard on the right hand side of him that is noticeable, stand out. It actually looks very organized. I won't say he's on the border of it, but he's in line with the border of the property. So he would be more on that side, let's say, next to versus next to the house. So he's more away from his property, on his property, but more closer to the adjoining property, whatever that is. There's something stand out about the property next door. Seems quite large, organized, but I'd say it's more on that side. But within his property going forward, I'm seeing that the adult male is wearing denim. Definitely have denim on him. Evidence is always key. Where is the evidence? Shame I just got a glimpse of Oakley in this guy's arms. So at this point, I'm not sure if the incident at the house that was reported, there was a fire reported on the property that allegedly was started by Oakley. And according to reports, the father, who is Andrew Carlson, and interestingly enough, he's ex-police, so that will obviously make things a little bit more difficult for the local police because he has inside knowledge. So this is interesting. What I'm seeing with Oakley while she's being carried, and I haven't checked the spirit world yet, but I'm seeing it looks like she had said something that might have triggered what would happen next. Now, if I look at Andrew Carlson, which is the father, and the mother, Jordan Bowers, now if I look at the two of them, and if I look at their names as well as Oakley, now I would say the initial confrontation happened between Jordan and Oakley. I would definitely say the initial contact would have been a combination of Jordan versus Oakley. I would say it was the first thing. And then we've got, then Andrew would have intervened. Now we must also keep in mind these guys were heavy drug users. It's the same situation as Harmony Montgomery, and I will do that as a cold case. I've actually done that case already, but I'm just going to wait a little bit because obviously there has been developments with Harmony. But back to Oakley. So let me just see if I can pick up what happened. So okay, so I've just connected now to the spirit world. While I was actually looking at something else, I was connected. So I received an image, and this is coming from Oakley, and I'm just seeing if she's with anyone. She should be with someone because she is young. Now the image I received, it was obviously related to the fire, so it was related to the fire. I'm shown an image of a burnt kitchen. Her mother, it's like, I'm hearing Oakley's voice, that she spanked me, and there seems to be like a blackout of events. Now keep in mind that this was a young child, as well as you've got two adults who are on serious what are those called, like crystal meth. Yeah, you see what I'm seeing there? It's like there's a blackout. So what I'm seeing now is the father, Andrew, standing outside the kitchen, realizing what he's just done. I have an image of Andrew realizing what he's done, hands on the hips, standing outside, almost standing outside the kitchen, looking up, realizing what he's done. You know, being clairvoyant, I can feel the emotions. You know, Andrew went into a rage. He went into a rage, this guy. So I'm not going to describe everything, obviously, because it is quite sensitive, but I can tell you now that, so I don't want to get too descriptive. Obviously, we're dealing with minors here, but yeah, he went into a rage, and he actually stood there afterwards thinking, what is he going to do now? So, you know, with him being a police officer, he knows the inner workings of evidence as well as what they would need to convict him for a case. And I'm telling you now, she was buried on that property. She was definitely, they need to go look at that property again. She's definitely on that property. And I would also say, that Jordan, the wife, triggered Andrew. I would say Jordan is quite a violent person. Now, not violent in that she'll pick up a gun and shoot someone, but she was an angry person. She would get into a rage. She would just go ballistic, almost uncontrollable emotions, this person. And I would say she was the initial contact of the situation. And because of her rage, sparked the emotions in Andrew. So I know they said they burnt the couch in the lounge, but it just feels like it could have. I'm definitely getting a picture of like a kitchen. So the incident would have happened, let's say, in the lounge or sitting area, but it definitely ended, or it would have ended in the kitchen. Maybe Oakley was trying to get away, but Jordan would have been the instigator, or let's say responding to the incident, and Andrew would have been, he ended it. I must say I won't say it wasn't remorse with him standing outside the kitchens. Definitely not remorse. It's almost like, what the bleep am I going to do now? So he's got a situation on his hand. She's definitely on that property. So let's see if they had to go back onto the property now or in the next while. They need to do it soon, given the weather situation. So the states are going into winter soon. Otherwise, that land is going to get frosted up and snowed up. But I would definitely say she's actually near that tree that I was describing. I've just picked up on that as well. She's definitely been buried on that property. She's and is that what it is? It feels like she's buried in a particular direction. Let's say that, in a particular direction. Yeah, they will definitely find remains of her. She's near. It's interesting that you would bury her at the base of a tree. It's definitely near a tree, near a base of a tree. Now, I'm just asking whether part or whole is the question I'm getting. Part or whole? Answer is whole. Near or base of a tree. And the tree I'm seeing is it's similar to the one I'm seeing. So when he was walking through, and I mentioned those thin type branches scraping on his right hand side, it's near that tree, between that tree, and there's like a overgrown bush type tree, not a tree in front of her, like an overgrown bush, like a big bush. So she's in that area, and there's a bit of an open space to the right. In summer there would be long grass, like country grass, to the right of that image. She's definitely on that property, and I've just been shown a rusty fence. A rusty fence to the left. So if I'm standing at the grave site looking at the 12 o'clock position, the rusty fence is between 12 and 11, and then running to the left. So it's almost near the border of a property by the looks of it. Nearish. So I'm definitely picking up rusty barbed wire fencing. Yeah, she is with a male in the spirit world. And there's other family members there. Shame, and the people with her are very sad of what happened. It's interesting that I'm seeing the male that was with her handed her to two male and female people. A woman on the left, male on the right, looks like elders. So let me say, the male and female with Oakley are walking. So this is all happening on my right hand side, and she's walking with them kind of to the left, and the other male has gone a different way, but he'll always be connected to her. So she had a guardian angel. It's like a guardian. These cases with kids are really, really, really sad. And like I say, it's the same situation as Harmony. So the question is, will they find, so we always ask, will they find her? And the answer is more yes than anything else. I'm getting a green yes. Her father went ballistic. Yeah, these cases are very sad with children. And it's a blessing to receive kids as parents. Alright, so that's the reading for today. So I guess out of all of this, there's a good opportunity that they will find her remains. They do need to go back onto that property, but she definitely can be found. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with minors, the police say you got to find them within 48 hours, and that is why even in South Africa, you do not have to wait 24 hours or 48 hours. If a child goes missing, report it immediately, particularly when they're minors.